The dawn of 1836 Bristol was biting cold. A heavy scent of coal smoke and damp earth weighed down the city. Inside the massive stone walls of the Ashley Down orphanage, a much harsher reality was lurking. Frost on the windows blocked the view outside, as if the morning was prophesying an impending tragedy. The hallways, usually filled with children's laughter, were held in a suffocating, eerie silence today. Only the old pendulum clock broke the stillness, ticking ruthlessly toward the breakfast hour.
Even the silhouette of a staff member stood motionless, paralyzed by a fear they couldn't name.
In the kitchen, the massive wooden tables were barren. Not a crumb of bread, not a grain of flour remained. The great brick oven had gone cold, and behind its dark iron door, only hunger resided. The cook's wrinkled hands trembled on the bare table. There was nothing left for human hands to do. Dust motes danced on the empty pantry shelves. The lifeline of these children had been completely severed. An overturned milk jug stood as a silent symbol of the desperate state this orphanage faced. An empty breadbasket sat on the cold floor, as 300 orphans were left abandoned before the face of famine. But at the end of that hallway stood George Müller. He was a rock in the midst of a silent storm. His serene profile held no trace of human terror. Instead, it exuded a peace that surpassed understanding. His firmly clasped hands were prepared for prayer, and his silence was the most powerful language of faith.
Suddenly, hurried footsteps shattered the stillness. The matron was emerging from the kitchen shadows. The sound of her shoes hitting the cold stone floor rang out like a desperate death sentence.
Her face was drained of color, the despair of 300 lives etched deeply into her widening eyes. She gripped her apron with trembling hands. It was her only silent scream against the impossible.
Behind her, hundreds of children sat before empty plates, their eyes still filled with innocent expectation.
Her lips quivered, and the breath she exhaled in the freezing air was more agonizing than a cry.
Sir, there is nothing to give them.
In contrast to the trembling matron, Müller remained unmoved. Human limitation met heavenly peace. There was no fear in Müller's deep-set eyes. He didn't see the empty shelves, he saw a miracle already on its way. He turned his back on the shifting world to gaze only at one, prepared to receive the provision of God. Like a ray of sunlight piercing through the fog, the answer was already descending into his soul.
Finally he spoke. Tell the children to come to table. We will give thanks for what God is about to provide.
The matron could not believe her ears. Sit at an empty table? Was this madness, or was it faith?
Müller turned with resolve. His black coat flowed behind him as he took the first step toward the miracle.
Bristol, 1836.